So you were competing in the IPT. Were you competing, which IPT is a professional level, so you're playing against women pro players too.
Yeah,
so,
men and women. Yeah.
Men and women.
Yeah.
So
There was only 15 women in it, actually. Yeah.
yeah, like, but
it was an awesome experience. It really was.
well, so you're playing all different levels, all different kinds of people, and so I guess that's the perfect time to segue because that was going to be kind of my next question for you. So women in pool, I say within like the last maybe 4 or 5 years, have kind of filtered into the men's professional side. Like I know at the 10 ball, the Predator 10 ball open and the U.S. Open, especially the U.S. Open, you saw a lot of women, and I believe her name is. Oh, man, I always forget her name. The Chinese player that was playing, not Simeon Chang, but I think her name is Hong. I forget her last name, but she was putting
There's
it
so
on.
many. There are a lot of great players. There really are.
A lot of them from China, and well, in Europe too.
Yeah.
But she was putting it on Shane. Like she was beating Shane, and She was very systematic. Women in pool, I think, is great because they bring a different aspect to the game of pool. Do you think that's going to keep progressing, or?
I think so. I think more and more women are getting interested on a serious level. I mean, for my students, I probably have 50% women, 50% men.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
But on the more serious level, I think probably the stats are like 10% women.
Why do you think that is?
Numerous reasons. There's less women that take it that far, and there's really not that much money in pool anymore, so I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Especially in the United States.
Well, is that because women don't get paid sometimes in women pool tournaments, and then
I think
versus
it
the
happens
men?
with all the pools that's
I think
happened
that's almost
historically.
every sport,
Yeah.
really, because women golf players don't get paid as much as men golf players.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I mean, I think that really just kind of, educating people about pool, it really attracts more people to play, and they see all the layers and how difficult it is and how interesting it is and how much better you can get just by learning about it. I mean, that's what's really worked for me and for the sport in Chico. I trained players there for about 10 years, and we became, after 4 years actually, I was doing it full time. I opened up a billiards academy, and we were the #1 represented city in the country for the U.S. bar table championships in Reno, which was amazing.
Is that why I see you? Because we're friends on Facebook, and every now and then I see you posting pictures and stuff, and a lot of them are in California because you teach classes down there too, right?
Yeah, I own a billiards academy in Pro Shop back in Chico, California, Northern California, and then also work here at the Rialto and the House Pro here and manager here and do the same type of thing. So.
Okay. So not only is she pretty and dresses nice and can shoot pool, but she owns. Man, you're like, that's awesome. So so in California, do you spend a lot of time in California then? Because it seems like you're down there a lot.
I like it here so much that this is really kind of like feeling like home for me.
70 degrees. Well, the traffic is kind of bad now, but like
Chico's gotten just totally different. Like the Paradise Fires, my dad lost his house.
Oh, wow.
It's the fastest growing city now in the country because everybody from Paradise has moved to Chico, and it's just overpopulated. It's like LA traffic. Like it's crazy.
Oh, good Lord.
It's kind of changed a lot, but I'm really loving in Portland here.
Yeah.
It's really, really great.
Well, I think like one of the biggest things about women in pool, because I can only speak Oregon because that's where I play pool at, is that I'm seeing a lot more women like becoming more involved into pool. Like, oh, my boyfriend, husband, whatever, he plays pool, we want to spend time together, so I'm gonna learn pool. And I see maybe a lot of the lower women ranked players, they're starting to kind of move up. Is that a trend that you're kind of seeing too, or?
I think just the more people get involved and the more they learn, the more kind of addictive it is, and the more family members and and it really helps. Like in your community, the more people that play, it kind of has a ripple effect, and then you want to invite your friends, and then they want to learn and they want to compete with you, and it just kind of grows that way.
Well, I think like you know. I mean, I play against a lot of really good playing women pool players, and this is just me. I don't really view them like, oh, I'm playing a female. I'm just like, I'm playing a pool player. So, because I know quite a few women that I play against, like Molly Oliver. She beat me last time, and well, you took my $20, and there's quite a few women. Nicole D, Stephanie Hefner, I play against her all the time, and I mean the list goes on here in the Northwest. I mean they're pretty strong pool players,
there are,
and I think pool's kind of moving and shifting to where it doesn't see gender. It kind of just sees
I
you're
definitely
a pool
think
player.
it's moving in that direction for sure.
Do you coach women differently than men? Because I think almost pool is almost better for women in certain ways because maybe they're not so hard on themselves, or maybe they are. I don't. But they can just think maybe more with their left side of the brain, or.
I mean, everybody has their specific things that kind of get in their way, like mentally or whatever it is. Like, so I try to work with each person on an individual basis and just talk with them about what their goals are and what's in their way. And it really varies from person to person a lot, So, and part of it too is inspiring people and having them know that they can really do whatever they want with the game. It's just, you just have to put the time in to practice and have the proper things to practice. But
that's why I was going to ask you, what would you tell people? And when you're training, what do you kind of tell people, like, what's your goals, obviously, but what would you tell people that are like trying to become better on the table?
So there's a bunch of different programs that I teach. I probably have 8 years at least of curriculum for players of all different levels.
Mm-hmm.
And we start out setting goals and tracking your specific measurable results, because you want to keep things in existence, like specifically, instead of just saying I want to get better.
I want to be a pro, or I want to be like you, Jackie. That's not a realistic goal.
So at first, people will start out with really general goals, like I want to win this tournament, or I just want to be better, or I want to make more balls. But you want to put it into more specific measurable results so that you know that you're getting better and you have a number on it. It just brings it, into more of a real type of thing. And it inspires you to keep practicing, and you set your goal, whether it's 3 months, or whatever, and you write it down and you track your progress. So that really makes a big difference.
So like just going and banging balls around, it's not the...
No, because there's so many variables, like with your, with the angle, with the distance, the English, and to really get the most out of your practice and learn that the quickest way possible, you want to have a detailed practice routine and certain shots, reference shots that you want to set up, and then experiment with knowing the principles of what makes different things happen with the cue ball and with the object ball, and be able to get a feel for that once you understand those principles. So it's that repetition is important.
So repetition is important. Kind of like muscle memory kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just doing the same shot over and over again. So what I like about pool is that, and kind of my company, Savage Billiard Apparel, kind of the mission statement is live fearless, play savage. So the thing I love about pool is that it's kind of like life. You have to embrace what you don't like, kind of getting out of your comfort box, right? Like if you make that one shot and you can make it, like why would you practice it? Like it embraces to overcome your fears. When you're teaching, is that kind of, you're like, okay, what shot are you having a hard time with? Because that's the shot that we're going to work on.
Yeah, I mean, there's all different aspects, so you want to practice all the aspects. Different position shots, pattern play, strategy, speed control drills. You want to really make sure you have a full range of different things that you practice. Otherwise, you're only going to really be good at a few things that
Which
won't,
I'm
you know.
looking forward to this segment. We're going to do a tech review and show a software system that does a holographic image on the pool table. Really looking forward to that with you, Jackie, and
Yes.
Robin Dreyer, who's an instructor here in Oregon too. I mean, we're going to get to that. I'm looking forward to playing seeing how that lays out for you. So obviously you're the head instructor here down at Rialto's, and so when you're teaching down here, are you teaching like, hey, because the biggest thing is their off time, right? Like, okay, they spend an hour with you and like, you're okay, I want you to work on this is your homework. Do you tell them to do like drills, or do you tell them I want you to work on just this?
Well, the most popular course is the pool school, and that's 10 hours of private instruction, and we meet about once a week or every other week, and you get a textbook and a video series, and each private session is on a different aspect of the game, and then you'll have a structured series of drills and ways to track your progress, and then it's reinforced with the textbook and the video, which is really great. And it's spread out over a few months' time, so you can really see your progress.
So why would I hire an instructor, right? Like, hey, I can just watch YouTube videos and like they tell me wagon wheel and they tell me line clock English and hit this rail and just do that.
Right.
What would you tell people? Like, why should I hire an instructor?
Because you can't really see yourself. To have somebody that
Big.
knows how to teach, and knowing how to play and knowing how to teach are actually two different things. And it's really great when you get an instructor that can do both. But to see somebody and see them do it is different than you learning how to do it for yourself and having somebody
for sure
else be able to tell you, oh, your cue's too elevated or you're moving, and to be able to spot that and really give you some specific advice for you and your game, you know, is really valuable. So.
Well, like, so I have the DigiQ Blue, and so you have an app on your phone. You can see measure straightness, jab, stroke, speed, blah blah blah, which is really cool. And I'm one of them hard-headed pool players. Like, I don't need an instructor. I can learn this, and I took some lessons. I'm still taking lessons, and I can tell you that. Actually having an instructor, and I always told myself I'm not going to get an instructor. Having an instructor versus like a DigiQ Blue or something like that, or just watching on YouTube, is major difference, because somebody's actually physically telling you like, okay, stop now, look at your elbow and what slot it's in, and
it does make a big difference.
It's 9-day difference.
Yeah, it does. I was always actually stubborn too. My dad always tried to get me. He's like, I'll get your lessons here. You fly out here and you have this lesson. And I'm like, no, I don't want an instruction. I was very stubborn also.
So
but it does make a big difference actually to just allow yourself to listen and to try out what that instructor's saying. And you're most likely, if you have a good instructor, you're going to be very happy with that investment, you know.
Well,
so.
I'm being a golfer, kind of coming from that aspect, and also a pool, because I know professional pool players, even though they're professionals, they still have coaches to kind of tell them maybe what they're doing wrong or what they're doing right. Right. So golf, I mean, guys are pros, but they still have swing
Tiger
coaches.
Woods, no matter what your level, you should always
coaches, and so do you kind of go in that aspect too? Like, hey, we're going to work on the fundamentals of your mind thinking process and also the fundamentals of just good mechanics? Or?
Yeah, we do all of that. So your goals, what gets in your way mentally, there's all different exercises you can do. And there's some classes for the mental game of pool actually that I recommend, that my coach recommended for me, that really help you a lot. So we really work on all different areas, you know, fundamentals and. position. And
so somebody that was just coming up to you and trying to, they're like, man, I really want to become better. Like, I'm halfway decent. Let's say I'm an APA 5. I want to jump up to 7, or my FAR goes to 450 and I want to jump up to 550. How do you start the process? Like, where does it all begin for you?
so people will first meet and discuss what your goals are, and then what time frame we're going to work together so that you can set that long-term and the short-term goal and track progress. You'll get a specific set of drills. I'll analyze your fundamentals. I always start with fundamentals no matter what people's levels are.
Okay.
Because people always want to go back to fundamentals. The more solid those are, the more you can build on them. So no matter what your level is, you want to start there, and then we build on that. And it's everything from practice drills to me watching you play a match. Sometimes we'll do video analysis and different coaching, during a match.
So when you say fundamentals, are you talking about like mechanics, like stroke, stance, feet position?
Right. And, if your cue's level, if your head's over the pool cue, if your stance is consistent every time, if your pre-shot routine is very important, what consists of what's in a great pre-shot routine, and you want it to be the same every time. We really break every little thing down, so that it benefits you and makes you better.
And so they can get a hold of you at www, and we're actually going to put it up on the links and on the screen. They can get a hold of you. I believe it's right here. I'm being cued that it's above our heads.
Angelofbilliards.com.
Angel of Billiard, angelofbilliards.com.
The phone number too, if you would rather call or text 503-820-9000.
One more time.
503-820-9000.
Well, that's easy. 9,000. And you just come down to Rialto's, or they can find you on Facebook too, right? Can message you through that, because it seems like everybody's on Facebook. So how did they find you on Facebook?
You can just search Angel of Billiards or Jackie Karol.
Jackie Karol.
Any of those ways work, or just contact me on the website.
Right.
So.
What other events do you have coming up here or anywhere?
For people to play in, or for me to play in?
Just any. What do you have going on? What's your future events?
For me to play in. So I'm gonna play in it looks like there's a really great tournament. The Ashton Twins has a really cool one coming up.
I just saw that.
Me too. Yeah, it looks awesome. Like a lot to play in. 20 grand added or something. Yeah, it's awesome.
$25 entry.
Yeah.
I think it's more geared towards women, but they are gonna have side tables open and stuff for men tournaments going on too. Where's that at?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I was just like, oh man, that looks
I'm
pretty
gonna
awesome.
play in it. It's in January.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, and then the Mez Tour is coming here in Oregon.
I heard that. Yeah, that's great.
Are you gonna play in that?
Probably, if I can. Yeah, I will. Yeah. That's on bar tables, right?
Yeah, as long as I beat you, Jackie.
We'll get a rematch.
Maybe today. These are 9-footers. Nope, you'll get me. What other things do you got going on? Are you events here? Are you doing?
Well, now we have 10 9-foot gold crowns, and my next step is to talk with different tours and see if they would like to have one of their stops here. The Mez Tour, the NWPA Tour is also awesome. So that's the next thing.
Do you play in the NWPA?
Sometimes, as much as I can.
Right. Your schedule's pretty busy, California.
Yeah, now it's getting a little better though. So things are more settled in. So I'm also planning on playing on some of those.
Well, I can tell you that for Savage Streaming Productions and Savage and the apparel company, I mean, the NWPA stands for everything that kind of we stand for here at the streaming. I mean, our mission is to advance pool and to kind of make pool great again here in the Northwest and abroad, and we're bringing all the people together.